What's up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Essence of Lex. Thank you for joining me on my bloom journey. And Sistas is back. Sistas is officially back. It aired Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I watched it live. Now, we before it came on, I was just so confused as to why everybody was going live to talk about whatever they was talking about in sponsor of Sistas. Everybody went live on IG at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm like literally everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. It seems as if BET sponsored for a lot of people to go live, I guess to hashtag and to talk about sisters on BET. Um, I'm not sure of. I just was highly confused, and mainly because there was lives that I wanted to be in, but I can only be in one place at one time. So I went to Crystal and the Val live. So that's the live I tuned into before Sisters aired. But I just was like, why are there so many lives going on at the same time about the same thing? And of course, each live they probably was talking about different things, but I don't have that many devices. I don't have that many devices. I can't tune in. So hopefully, a lot of people save theirs and I'll just go back and watch them. But that was that. But let's get into season 5, episode 1, Pain and Suffering. Did you see Sister season 5 premiere? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, this is what I want to talk about first. Now, Fatima is in that same uh green shirt, blue pants. And Andy is in, her same white suit, both looking beautiful, looking gorgeous, looking snatched. And Andy even put up her girls because at the end of season 4, she had them up and out. But she put them up. But I'm trying to figure out the timeline as far as Fatima. Because so I'm trying to remember because I'm trying to figure out Fatima has had a long day in that green shirt and blue pants. I'm trying to figure out when did she do all this stuff basically. Went to work, then she had to leave work because she left her laptop at home. And that's when she walked in on Zach talking to Jake about the senator's wife. So she was supposed to go back to work, which she probably still did at some, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the timeline of that day. So did she leave work, go home, pick up her laptop? Then did she go back to work? And then she popped up on Zach, I guess on her lunch break while he was in the senator's wife hotel room. Then she went back to work. I'm just trying to figure out the timeline of that. And we know Tyler Perry, sometimes he doesn't show things in the order that it was supposed to be shown in at times. But that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, so we're back. It started off with Andy and Fatima in Andy's office, and they're talking. And the first thing that came to my mind is, so is this before she went to talk to the senator's wife, or was this after the senator's wife thing? She must have a long lunch break because she done left and came back to that office a couple times. So I definitely was like, okay. I was trying to put it together and I thought I had it together, but I don't think I have it together. So I'm just going to leave that alone. We just going to say our good girl Fatima had a very long day that day. So let's jump into it. Fatima and Andy go into the office with. Wait, I can't even get into that because I even forgot. Yeah, I can't. I'm thinking they showed us the senator's wife scene in the hotel but it actually occurred after the scene that happened at the season. I don't know. I'm gonna stop thinking about it because it's giving me a headache. I'm gonna stop trying to put it together. We're gonna go back to Fatima just had a long day that day, but season 5 opened with Fatima and Andy, and they go into the office with Hayden and Gary, and Hayden and Gary are delusional. They both are delusional. And before Andy and Fatima even came in there, I'm just like, Dumb and Dumber. Because y'all are trying to come up with this lawsuit that is not a lawsuit. It doesn't make any sense why you're suing her. Like, why waste time? What? It doesn't make sense. And as a lawyer, Hayden, you are trying to defend this BS? Come on now. That doesn't make any sense. And then there was a scene where Hayden was like, he's a player or some junk like that, he said. And then Gary asked him, who have you ever had a woman like Andy or better than Andy or something like that? And he said, yes, he had Fatima. Don't get me wrong, Andy and Fatima is bad. They both are bad. But Hayden, you haven't had Fatima. You have not had Fatima. You slept with her one time. One time. I don't know how other people see it, but in my books, you didn't have her. You really didn't. And she didn't even like y'all sex. So I don't count that as you having her. But hey, it is what it is. If you say you had her, you had her. Whatever. Moving on. Y'all know Fatima is gangster. She came into that office and she was ready for whatever. As always. So, and she blacks out. And I always love the scenes where she blacks out. She blacked out because she asked Andy, could she shoot Hayden? At the office. At the office. And he kept talking about, do you want to lose your job or something like this? And I would have told him, well, maybe I wouldn't have told him, because I would tell him, my man rich. I don't need this job. But I want to, maybe now that I think about it, maybe she shouldn't have said that because he already got the SEC on him. At this point, anyway, if I'm thinking that this is ahead of Zatima. So, maybe she shouldn't have said this now that I think about it. But I definitely would have told him I don't need this job and left it at that. But he think he has some type of control over her or something when it comes to that job. And she let him know that I don't work for you. Like, what? Didn't you try to make me lose my job before? And how did that work out for you? Come on. But let's talk about this lawsuit, which I'm going to be very brief on because it's dumb as hell. Andy and Gary, they have a conversation. They both crying, and basically Andy is letting him know that we are not good for each other. Like, I'm done. Like, this is not working. I'm done. We're not good for each other. I'm over it. And she was like, you're trying to sue me to hurt me, but what it is that you want. So she takes the lawsuit paperwork or whatever, and she was reading it, and she was like, she'll give him the car back, the penthouse back. And I've been saying that since last season. I've been saying, just give it back to him. Like, Andy, you have your own money. You have your own money. You can go and buy your own place. Like, stop using that as an excuse, because I think she said something about she sold her place and she don't have nowhere else to go. Lies. You have places to go. If you are done, like you say you are done, you can go stay in the hotel till you find you a place again. But you have money, so I don't understand that. You have money. Go and get your own damn place. Give it back to him. When you're done, you're done. And everything that comes with it. He want the penthouse back. He want the car back. Give it back to him. It was his method of trying to control you anyway and be manipulative. Give it back to him. So that scene, I was like, okay, Andy is finally coming to her senses. She's finally coming to her senses. And maybe this is the last of her and Gary, because it should be. It should have been a long time ago, but hey, conversation led to them agreeing that he'll pay her back for the taxes she paid on those items, and she'll give them back to him. Okay, cool. They worked it out. Cool. No court is needed. Bam. And Gary even said something about is Robin this much better than him or something like this, and I don't even think he understands that it has nothing to do with Robin at all. Like, at all. Like, it's you. At this point, you don't took her through so much. And if she wanted to be petty, and if she wanted to get back, she could sue you for pain and suffering. Everything you don't took her through, like, you literally have to go back from season 1. And, like, and even just off the dome, just everything you took her through, I'm pretty sure she can win, but why would she do that? Just when you're done, you're done. Let it go. Let's move on from this. So Q done got Sabrina and Maurice locked up. And he is still at Maurice and Calvin's place. Calvin came home. He's in the kitchen cooking. And oh, another thing. This is what I forgot. So he called the detective and say, we're good. Like, am I free to go and they're going to let me off type thing. And the detective told him that, yeah, you just have to testify. And then he said something like, just prove you, what did he say? He said, prove that you are, a credible witness and get a job and that you don't have a record. If I'm not mistaken, Q has a record, right? Am I remembering the facts wrong? Q definitely has a record. I don't think that was the first time he had been locked up for that bank robbery stuff. But if I'm remembering wrong, y'all let me know down below in the comments. But I could have sworn that Q had a record. Like, I thought he had a record. Even in the story, the sad story that he told Calvin and Maurice, that I guess ultimately led him to stand there, I thought part of that was, he did time or something. I don't know. I could be remembering the facts wrong, but either way it go, that detective is stupid. He shouldn't be a detective, because if he truly believed that Maurice and Sabrina robbed that bank, and he need to lose his job. He need to lose his job. He cannot be a detective. He can't be, because it's not adding up, and it's the craziest thing ever, because when the scene came on with Sabrina and the what you call them, the officer or whatever, my heart broke for Sabrina, because they are about to. It sounds like they are about to really violate her, because they think she's an inmate and they're treating her like an inmate. And my heart truly broke for her in that scene, because she's in this, she's in jail or in prison at this point, or whatever the case may be, for something she didn't even do, which is the story of so many people, but that's another thing. But she's definitely, like, my heart definitely broke her. And I was a little sad, because we saw everybody in season 5 premiere, but Maurice didn't make his entrance. So I guess we'll see him in the next episode, but he wasn't in the premiere yet, so we're probably gonna see him next episode. So Calvin comes home and Q is there in the kitchen cooking or whatever. And I'm just so irritated with Calvin, because somebody is trying to call him from jail. We don't know if it's Sabrina or Maurice, but one of them I know is trying to call him from jail. And he comes in and say, I keep getting this call from the jail, and I don't know who it could be, or I don't know why they calling me and type that. I'm like, Calvin, answer the phone. Answer the damn phone. Then you can find out the answers to your questions. Q no fucked around and turned his phone off. So I'm a little irritated with Calvin right now, because, and yeah, this is partly Calvin's fault as well, because he heard this sad story from Q, and now he all down with Q standing there with them. So Calvin, I don't know what you gotta do, but go get Sabrina and Maurice out of jail. You play a part in this too. Go get their ass out of jail. Like, come on, come on. Why the hell did you not answer that phone? Oh, he irritated me in that scene. Okay, what's going on with Danny and Preston, y'all? What's going on with Danny and Preston? So Preston comes back to talk to Danny at the airport, which we thought he was getting on the flight, but I guess he decided to try one more time with Danny. So he's telling her a story about a girl that he met in elementary that eventually became his girlfriend, and they was together for a while and whatnot. And basically, he's just telling Danny like he's going back home to propose to her unless she tell him not to. And I'm watching it live, so I'm yelling at my TV, telling Danny, "Tell him not to, girl. Tell him not to, girl. You just scared. Tell him not to." And that was my initial reaction. I love Danny and Preston. I think that they would be a good couple. And it seems as if Preston is, taking all of the initiative, at least to me. That and Danny is, I don't know how to explain Danny, but I don't think she's putting in the effort. So that was my initial reaction. And of course, I'm live tweeting with other people during the episode and whatnot. And a tweet. I actually think it was Mignon that tweeted basically like, he loved me so much, but he's going to go ask another girl to marry him if I don't stop him. Or something like that. And she basically said that was manipulative. And that made me think. I didn't think about it like that. I did not think about it like that. My initial reaction was, Danny, tell that man no. Stop that man from going to propose to this woman. But then she got me to thinking when I saw that tweet, and I was like, she's right. That could be manipulative. That's a manipulative trait. Not only that, how am I supposed to believe you love me the way you say you do, but you're okay with going to marrying and asking another girl to marry you? Make it make sense. I'm kind of looking at Danny and Preston a little bit different now. And they have a lot of differences. That is, evident. We know that. But I still think that they can make it work, but somehow there's a disconnect in their communication. Neither one of them is understanding the other. And who is next? Who can we talk about next? Who haven't I talked about? Karen. Karen is in the hospital. They're gonna drag out her being in the hospital. Some episodes. Leave it to Tyler Perry. It seems like they're gonna drag that out. Like, is she pregnant? Is she still pregnant or is she not pregnant? That's all I want to know. Like, don't drag this out, but I know they are. She's gonna be in that hospital room for some episodes. I already know it. But Karen is at the hospital and her mom comes and they have a very interesting conversation. A very needed conversation that I think Karen needed to hear. And I hope that the conversation she had with her mom can sort of start to put her towards a path of healing. And because Zach is gone. Bye-bye. Zach is gone. She got to let that go. And if Zach is the father, they would just have to co-parent. But as far as her and Zach being together, she got to let that go. I think it was very important for Karen to hear from her mom that even her mom still loved her dad. And that's when her mom went off into, how it was when her and her dad was together. Basically, she had to be the adult. She was the one having to figure out whatever was going to stay, paying the bills, stuff like that. She just wanted him to grow up and be an adult. And when she basically when they broke up or whatever, another woman, you know, he met and was starting to do everything that she wanted him to do with her, and he was doing it for the other woman. And that is what is happening with Zach. Everything that you wanted him to do with you, he's doing with another woman. And even, her mom said something about she was upset initially that she was reaping the benefits of all of her hard work. And she also said that she still loved him to this day, but she don't want to be with him. I think that was good for her to hear, because Zach has been telling her that he still loves her, but they are not good for each other. I think she needed to hear that he can still love you, but not want you. That is a reality for her that I hope sat in with her, because he has been telling you this. You want him to say that he doesn't love you, and that would be a lie, because he's going to always have love for you. He's going to always love you, but he's not in love with you anymore. He's done. So at this point, Karen, it's time for you to move on. And I can't speak too much on, Karen's mom and her dad, that situation, because I don't really have any contacts with that other than what she told Karen. But is it me, or am I the only one that don't think Fatima is getting the benefits of all of Karen's hard work? What do y'all think? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I don't think she's reaping the benefits of all of Karen's hard work. This is no shade to Karen at all, but Fatima has gotten this man to do what Karen has wanted in 3 years, in what, 2 or 3 months? Like, that is real shit. The things that Karen wanted, Fatima has gotten Zach to do within 2 or 3 months. And she's gotten those things by instilling confidence in him. She gave him confidence, poured into him. Not to say Karen didn't pour into him, and don't take all of that like literal. And this is not a Karen bash. It's not. What I want Karen to understand is that sometimes people are just not good for each other. Sometimes it's not meant to work. I'm still going with, I don't think that Fatima is reaping all of the benefits, because Fatima has definitely poured into him and, had to do some, what did she say with that scene when Karen tried to blindside her and telling her that she was pregnant? She told Danny she had to do a lot of patching him up. And she did. She did. I do not think Fatima is reaping the benefits of Karen's hard work. I don't. At least not 100%. I think actually she is patching up the damage that she added onto when it came to Zach. Yeah, all of it initially started with, Zach moms and Zach upbringing and all of that, but Karen added to that. So Fatima had to do a lot of patching up, like she said. So I really can't honestly say 100% that she's reaping the benefits of Karen's hard work. And this is not to say that, you say one thing and people just run with it, and people don't take it for what it is. This is not to say that, Zach is perfect. This is not to say that Karen is trash. This is not to say that, Zach didn't do his wrong. Zach didn't cause any damage to Karen or none of that. Everybody has made mistakes. Upbringing just plays a part into it. your upbringing just plays a part into a lot of it. So this is not a, like I said, this is not a Karen bash. This is just, simply me reviewing what has happened in this episode. Karen is not a bad person at all. She's not. She's not a bad person at all. But I just don't think her and Zach is a fit. And that's all that is. And sometimes I said this in the season 4 finale review that I did. If y'all haven't seen that, go watch me review the season 4 finale. I said that, sometimes women, especially women, men do it too, but sometimes women, we see the potential in a guy and we are, holding on to the potential that we see when honestly we should have been let go a long time ago. I said this in the season 4 finale review that I did. I said that, because Zach has always had the potential. That has always been there. Now, Fatima had nothing to do with that. His potential has always been there. Has always been there. He has always had the potential to, be a good guy, be an outstanding guy, be a, a business, all of that. All of that has potentially been there. Fatima didn't have anything to do with that. But sometimes, maybe it should have been a situation that Karen and Zach should have left years ago and not get to year 3 to where it's this toxic and this draining and all of those things. The conversation that Karen had with her mom had me to thinking. I believe in karma, I do, but do you guys think that I'm trying to figure out how to say this because I thought about this a while back, and seeing that scene made me think about it again. Do you think that sometimes we are getting our parents' karma? Do you think that some of the decisions that our parents have made and the things that they have did, do you think their kids, or whether they're little kids or grown adult kids, whatever the case may be, do you think that we are getting our parents' karma sometimes at one point or another? For example, how they say a man, how they treat women and all of these different things, and treat women as in a sense as to like, cheating on women, treating women like trash, not respecting women, just dogging women, cheating, just all of those things in that aspect. And then, they have a daughter. So now that daughter is going through the same thing with men that her dad did to other women. So that's what I'm basically trying to say. Could the karma for parents be passed on to their kids? I guess. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that. Moving on. Who is next? Who haven't I talked about? Oh yeah, so Pam. I don't know what Pam this was in this episode, but Pam has finally kept the damn secret. And I always say Pam truly do care about Karen. No matter what she do, she truly do care about Karen. So she finally has kept the secret. Karen didn't want nobody to know that she was in the hospital. So Andy and Aaron showed up at the hair salon, and she did not tell them. She did not tell them at all. And what else happens at the hair salon? So Aaron pulls Andy to the side, basically trying to get advice on Karen. And, they going back and forth or whatever. And then Andy asked him about Gary, and it basically just led to him saying that, do she know about his mom and his past? So, I guess that's the storyline there. I'm guessing we'll find out more about Gary's mom and his past. And during the episode, I tweeted, I love how Tyler Perry is making people realize that you have to confront your past traumas and you have to understand your past traumas. And once you understand and confront those past traumas, then you are able to see how it affects the decisions that you are making. Past decision, once you confront it, it'll help you navigate to your present decision, future decision, whatever. I love how Tyler Perry is showing that in the various characters on Sistas. So that is something the Black community needs. And I am here for it. I'm loving that it's coming through on characters on TV. And lastly, of course, Zach. Of course, Zach. I had to say the best for last time. Y'all know I love me some Zatima. Zatima just was Zatima in this episode. They were just doing them with their cute ass. Zach showed up to the law firm to take Fatima out on a date. And before they're leaving to go on this date, they ran into Hayden. And I loved how it was cute how Fatima got in front of Zach to basically like, we're not doing this today. Protect him basically. So I love that scene, but they didn't cause no drama. They went right past him and ignored him. And I think that's what they should do going forward. They don't beat him up. They both have beat him up. She has effed up his car, effed up his house. At this point, I think they should just ignore him. Whatever tactic he trying to do, whatever his move, because he even said this ain't over, something like that. I think to get rid of Hayden is to ignore him. And don't play into him. Just ignore him. Like they did in that scene. Just walk on by and ignore him. Because he's trying to tear y'all apart. Not knowing that even if you do, Fatima is still not going to be with you. But hey, you can keep trying. But going forward, I think they should just ignore him. Now, Zach took her to the spot where her non-driving ass hit him at from season 2. And that was sweet. It was. And he's basically, it was really romantic. And the moment was romantic. Fatima, being Fatima. Actually, I was going to say Fatima being Fatima, not taking stuff serious in the moment. But they both are like that. There are moments where one is serious and the other cracks a joke or is doing something crazy. It's been scenes where they both are not taking stuff serious. So I was about to put that all on Fatima, but no, it's both of them. But eventually she took it serious or whatever. And he basically just told her that, if we ever get to a place to where basically we are in a bad spot, that we can always come here and remember how we started. And that was dope. I love that because, in my head, I'm thinking, ahead of episode 7 and 8 on Zatima. So do Zach or Fatima need to go back to this spot? Like, who is taking who? Because I need y'all to get it together. Fatima, I don't know if you need to take him this time on Zatima, but y'all need to go back to that spot where your non-driving ass hit him at and remember that moment and remember how y'all started and how y'all built the foundation and continue to build on that foundation. We need that on Zatima because y'all is losing the one thing that I think is putting y'all together, because y'all is losing the communication. And y'all need that. Y'all really do. And then towards the end, he was like, okay, now I'm about to take you home. And Fatima was confused because she was like, this was the date? I bust out laughing at that part because, I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah, that was sweet, Zach. That really was nice. But maybe it would have been nice if, maybe you set a picnic up there in the parking lot, or, we sit in the car and eat. I don't know about that because I don't like people eating in my car. But something. She's hungry. So he said he was gonna go take her to get something to eat. They are just the absolute adorables. A chemistry is freaking amazing. So can't wait to see what season 5. Can't wait to see what we have in store for season 5. Speaking of what we have in store for season 5, they show a sneak peek as always. Was Andy on top of Gary in this sneak peek? Or I'm hoping I just was saying things. Was Andy and Gary about to have sex in this sneak peek? Or maybe I'm hallucinating. Maybe I didn't see what I think I saw. What did y'all see in the sneak peek? Because I was just giving Andy props earlier. I was just saying, okay, Andy is done. Andy is done. She gets it. She's over it. It's time to move on. Cool. And then we see a sneak peek, and I don't know. But there is no reason she should be about to have sex with Gary. I'm hoping there is a plan that's in motion or something. Because Andy and Gary did it. Dead that situation. But we'll see. Speaking of sneak peek, I know I didn't hear Karen popping off on the phone calling Fatima a B. Karen. Andy, get in the room. I'm off you, Andy. Let's get on Karen. Andy, I know you have told her this one time before, but could you tell her again that Zach is gone? Zach is in love. Zach has moved on. And that she is mad at Fatima for no reason. I mean, on her end, she thinks she has a reason, but really, there's no reason she should be mad at Fatima. None at all. So, Andy, I need you to tell Karen that, because I'm fearing for her life right now. I'm fearing for Karen's life right now. Fatima has been very patient with Karen. She has. And I think it's time for her to lose patience. I think it's time to set some boundaries and really show her what Fatima is about. Because she's not getting it. She's not getting it. Maybe something else is going to happen. The reason she called her B word. But she's always popping off over the phone. So maybe they just need to square up at this point. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, season 5 is going to have me in I don't even know the word. Season 5 is going to have me stressed out. It really is. But I am excited nonetheless. And if you have stuck through this video this long, if you stuck with me, go ahead and comment down below answering my question. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's have a conversation down below. If not down below, follow me on Twitter at Essence of Lex. And y'all stay tuned for my Zatima review of episode 7 and episode 8. It's coming.